What's going on, guys? Welcome to American Nerd. I'm Andrew, your host, and today we are going to start a new series right here on the channel. We are going to start Yellowstone Season 1. Yes, this is starring Kevin fucking Costner. Yes, Yellowstone, following the Dutton family. Let's get into this badass show. Yellowstone follows the Dutton family, headed by Kevin Costner, John Dutton. He is joined by his children, Lee, Beth, Jamie, and Casey, and they own the largest ranch in all of Montana, and actually the oldest owned ranch in all of Montana. They've owned their ranch since 1883. So for the kids, Lee is the heir apparent, the one that's going to inherit the freaking ranch right off the bat, the eldest. Then we got Casey, who is the rebel. He also went into the military, kind of a badass. You got Beth, who doesn't take no shit from nobody, and she's the baddest bitch you're ever going to meet. And then you got Jamie, who's the button-up lawyer, and he's kind of a tool. John is fighting his wars in many different directions. He's got the new establishment being built, all the new homes being built by Jenkins, and then he's got the tribe on the other end trying to claim the land that was once theirs a long time ago. So John gets to meet head-to-head with Jenkins, who's out playing golf on the border of the Yellowstone Ranch. Yes, he put a golf course and a whole housing development. He's going to put it right there on the border of the Yellowstone. So he's out there playing golf. John tries to give him a nice little warning to knock it the fuck off. And Jenkins is like, fuck you. On the tribe side, you have Chief Rainwater, who's actually an extremely intelligent man. He knows all the tricks and trades. He knows how to play by our rules and the natives' rules. He ain't fucking around with him. He's pretty savage too. So some of the cattle from the Yellowstone Ranch have drifted or are taken onto the reservation side of the land just to cause a whole bunch of shit. Now they're going to keep them. The cowboys from the Yellowstone are not allowed to cross the border into the tribal nation and take back the cattle. So John Dutton, who is the commissioner of the livestock agency, decides he's going to use his power and his son, who is a livestock agent, Lee, to head over there in a raid and try to get them back in the middle of the night, using his own helicopter to observe everything as it goes down. The tribal police are there to try to stop them. Casey Dutton is living on the reservation with his wife and son, and so he is on their side during the raid, and it's pretty crazy. The raid ultimately goes bad as one of the natives follow and shoot Lee, and Lee is dying right there in front of his brother Casey, and Casey turns around and shoots the guy that killed him, and it turns out it is his wife's brother. Yes, his brother-in-law. He just murdered him in cold blood, straight up savage, killed him. Casey then comes back home with Lee's dead body draped over his saddle to the rest of the family waiting. And it's a sad day, but Casey also does not reveal that he was involved in the shooting at all. He just said that they killed each other. So then we get to meet Rip, and the cowboys of the Dutton Ranch are some of my favorite characters because certain cowboys, the branded cowboys, get to do some dark and dirty shit for this ranch. Jimmy, who is a new recruit to the ranch and an ex-con, Jimmy and Rip head out to take care of some business. Jenkins is planning to use the river that runs through the Yellowstone to build a dam and power his entire community. So John says, you know what, fuck that. Rip and Jimmy go out, plant dynamite, and they redirect the fucking river out of the land of the housing development. Holy shit. Change nature. Why the fuck don't you? Be a badass. All of the cowboys that are ex-cons and are there to do the dark and dirty shit that the regular cowboys can't get their hands into, they're all branded with the Yellowstone brand, meaning they are there for life. We do see Lloyd, who's another member, who's also a branded member, and he's been there forever. So the governor and the medical examiner come to a conclusion that there's no way that Lee killed Monica's brother. In some way, someone had to have stood over him and executed him. And they've come to that conclusion completely. This is the point where John does some of the craziest mobster shit you can think of. Yes, the mob is in Montana, motherfucker. They're at the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. So John goes, has the medical examiner basically bribed out, takes and sneaks into the fucking morgue, steals his son's body, takes it to a horse cremation unit, and they cremate his son's body to ash, and he is brought to the family's ranch. That way it gets rid of all of the evidence saying anything different, and they can't prove it. Evidence is gone, body's gone, taken care of. We get to see Casey and his son living on the reservation. They start digging in this area, and luckily they find a fucking dinosaur skeleton. Eventually the skeleton is stolen by crazy motherfuckers that use drones to find shit on the res. Bad motherfucking Wilford Brimley looking son of a bitch shows up from John's past, and John don't like him because they have some words right away, and then John tells him like, motherfucker, you're working for Jenkins, that piece of shit? Yeah, fuck that. So John is not having these motherfuckers. Mafia level coming. Just to add some more shit on the pie, a reporter shows up. Yes, she shows up asking questions about all the deaths and disappearances around Dutton Ranch. This might be a problem. Jamie and his father have some issues because Jamie wants to go for his own aspirations versus what the ranch needs and what John wants him to do. So he is officially taken out of the family business. He's out. And Jamie is also pretty fucked up towards his sister and asks his dad to send her ass back to Salt Lake. They don't need her here. And he says, yes, they do. We need Beth because you know what? Shit is about to get real. And we need someone that's willing to do some bad fucking shit. And she's savage. She'll kill for us. Monica has a little deep talk with John, who has been very distant, and John and her have not really got along. And then she finds out about the brands that the cowboys wear, and she knows that her husband, Casey, has one. And she asks John, what happened with Casey? How did he get a brand? What the fuck? And he says, I branded him because he disobeyed me. And he married you. Oh, shit. Like right when he said that, I'm like, oh, what the? Oh, shit. More crazy shit happens. Monica is attacked at the school that she works at the res on accident, trying to stop a fight, and is put in the fucking hospital. Like damn near dies. That motherfucker had a good left hook. She finally gets home after a long stay in the hospital and a harsh recovery, but she finally gets home to her son, and she tells her husband, Casey, I want you to leave. I'm going to protect my son from your father and you. I'm like, what the fuck? Jenkins and Rainwater, they meet, and they're trying to form an alliance to take down the Dutton Ranch together and try to make it prosperous for all of them. But little do they know, Rip has a spy in there who he has hired from the local strip club to go get some dirt on Jenkins and Rainwater and their communications, and she does, earning her a spot as a cowboy on the ranch. So yeah, now we got a female in the bunkhouse. Oh shit. A bear attacks Rip when he's out, and he takes it down, causing a whole investigation, causes a whole bunch of shit. Then we get to see the sheriff's true colors. We find out that the sheriff's a piece of shit, and he hid the evidence that would have cleared Rip of all charges, and he was just defending himself, and it's completely legal. And he tried to hide that shit, and it was savage. Dutton calls him out himself. So John tells Casey, now that you're home, you can go ahead and stay here. Don't worry about it. Your room's upstairs, whatever. And Casey's like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to go stay in the bunkhouse with the cowboys because that's what I'm in. I'm not here to be your son. I'm here to be a cowboy. So John talks to Casey about his ultimate goal down the line is one day to pass the ranch to him and to his son, to Tate. And so John is really developing a great relationship with his grandson, and he really is planning to pass everything to him. It's awesome. So we end the first season with not only Jamie trying to rat out his father to the reporter, but we also end with Casey and the other guys stringing Jenkins up to a fucking horse, leaving him in the goddamn woods, and then they were just going to let him like sit there on his horse, and Casey's like, fuck that, let him hang, and spanks the horse runs away, and Jenkins hangs. That's where we end it, guys. This was a savage fucking season. So much shit happened. I kept trying to describe this show to people, and I'm like, you know what? It's Sons of Anarchy meets Walker, Texas fucking Ranger, man. It's awesome. Like I had so much fun. Every episode was great. I binged through the entire show. So be on the lookout for seasons 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then when the rest of 5, I believe, comes out, I'll be reviewing that as well. So guys, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel to make sure you keep up with all the videos we put out every week. And I will see you next time right here on American Nerd for some more Yellowstone. All right, guys. Peace out.